So today, we'll work on the SPFx Web part to work on How Do I site. This web part fetches SharePoint Site Pages and displays them in a searchable list. It uses React, Fluent UI, and the SharePoint REST API. Let's start by creating the web part project. I'm using VS Code for this tutorial, and currently I'm opening the How Do I folder. In the terminal, add this command and hit Enter. Add the solution name. I will add How Do I, so hit Enter. Choose Web Part and choose the web part name. I will choose How Do I. Finally, choose React. To run the project, type gulp serve. When you see the reload, open the site, then add this query string so that you can work locally. I have added them in the description below. Click Load Debug Script. Edit the site. Search How Do I, then add the web part. We can see the content of the How Do I web part. In this video, I won't be typing all the code that are required for this project. Otherwise, it will take lots of time. So what I will do is open my GitHub account where I have created this web part. I will then copy and paste all the code from GitHub to my VS Code. I have also shared this link in the description below, so you can use this. Here, open src folder, web parts, How Do I, components. Let's start by copying the SCSS file. In the VS Code, open the same file. I will remove everything and paste the code. Let's do the same for the howdoi.tsx file. Same for this ihowdoi props.ts file. Finally, do the same for howdoi webpart.ts file. Now, refresh the site. And you should see the web part with a search box and a list of pages. If you edit the web part, we can also add the web part title. I will add How Do I. Now, if you create any new page, let's say log a ticket, This page will be listed in the webpart. Now, let's understand how it works. Open howdoi webpart.ts file. At the top, we define an interface called howdoi webpart props with a title field. This is what gets stored when the SharePoint editor types a title. Next, in the render method, we pass this .properties.title into a React component as a prop. So whatever the editor types in flows straight into our component. Now scroll down to Get Property Pane Configuration. This is the method that controls the side panel. We use Property Pane text field with the key title. This key must exactly match our interface field. The label is what the editor sees in the panel. Finally, open howdoi.tsx. The component receives props.title and renders it inside the s2 tag. Now, let's look at how we fetch SharePoint pages. At the top of this file, we import SP HTTP client from Microsoft. This is the SPFx built-in HTTP client that handles SharePoint authentication automatically. We then use React's useState to hold our pages array, starting as an empty array. Inside useEffect, with an empty dependency array, we call our async function getPages exactly once when the component loads. The URL is the key part. We start with props.context.pagecontext.web.absolute URL that gives us the current site URL dynamically, so this webpart works on any site. Then we append the REST API path _API/web/list/getByTitle Site Pages/items. We then add OData query parameter $select to choose which columns to return, $expand equals author to join the author lookup field so we get the person's name, and filter to exclude the homepage. We call SP HTTP client.get, parse the JSON, and store data.value, which is array in the state. In the JSX, we map over the pages. Each item shows the page title as a clickable link using file ref, the author's name, and the creation date formatted with toLocale_date_string. The search feature uses Fluent UI's search box component, the same design system SharePoint itself uses. We create a search text state variable using useState, starting as an empty string. In the JSX, we drop in search box with a placeholder of search. The onChange handler receives the event and the new value. We call setSearchText with new value or empty string. Every keystroke updates search text, which triggers a re-render, and the filtered list update instantly. No button click needed. Filtering is simple too. We don't need a separate state variable or a function call. We just compute filtered pages as a constant derived from pages and search text. Pages.filter runs on every render. For each page, we check if the title converted to lowercase includes the search text, also converted to lowercase. That makes the search case insensitive. The optional chaining p.title.toLowercase protects us if any page has no title. It returns undefined instead of throwing an error. When search text is empty, .includes is always true, so all pages show. As the user types, fewer pages matches. Finally, these are the SCSS code we have added to style the web part. That's how this web part is created. This is the end of the session. In the next session, we'll work on custom theme and custom font. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions. Also, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel to get more videos in the future. Thank you for watching and see you soon.